Hello, Meoni here and welcome back to another news video. This time we're looking at some Q&A, courtesy of the Reddit poster 11 Mile on the Final Fantasy XIV subreddit. 11 Mile has gone and translated the 30-second PLL, which is like our letter from the producer live, only in Korea. So without further ado, let's have a look into it. So the first question is PvP related, and it's basically to ask if they have any plans to change Demi Bahamut's size in PvP areas. The answer is we deliberately have not implemented this function in PvP areas. The reason is due to doing so will create a visibility gap between those who know the method to and those who do not. Tanks require crafted equipment much more than other roles. Please increase the value of raid equipment. The answer is, from a development standpoint, I don't think tanks should be able to output DPS much higher than necessary, but I do however think and understand that players want to output more DPS. I understand that this is a problem right now, but if we are to immediately address it, it would end up with the solution being a forced one rather than ideal. We are always tackling with this issue here, so it'll take some time before we can address this. The next question. Please implement motions or emotes where we can lean against a wall like what Estinian and other NPCs have done in cutscenes. It'll be hard for the system to accurately detect whether the emote will be available to use when a character is near a wall or not. It's not to say it's impossible to implement this, but even if we were to implement that emote, it won't be natural if you can lean against something where there isn't a wall. We would like to have the option of a long hair implemented for long characters, much like Xenos. We are adding more and more hairstyles with every patch, so while I did relay the request from players wanting long hairstyles, Xenos' hairstyle is something we won't implement due to the hairstyle belonging to an enemy character, which is a bit of a sad answer, honestly. Please revamp the current MOG mail system. It'd be convenient if we can have a function where we can delete mails in a batch. The answer to this is, we have been gradually moving forward on MOG letter system adjustments and changes. It's not an easy task to implement that function on a system level when there are mails that contain item attachments, especially if the item is a valuable one, but we will perform gradual changes to ensure the feature is more convenient for players. There are situations where sound will not display properly when you reattach sound devices, i.e. headphones, speakers, your motherboard sound device, while in-game. Is there a way to fix that problem? This specification is done to ensure we're delivering the highest quality audio possible. If we change that, the overall sound quality will go lower than what's currently set. I mean, that bug's been around for the longest time, and it is probably one of the most annoying things about the game. And honestly, to say that the sound quality will dip doesn't seem like a very good explanation personally, but I did an audio degree and that does not seem to be even remotely an answer worthwhile. Please change the current feature where deleting a friend on my list will still have my name appear on the deleted friend's name list. This is a delicate issue because the opponent will be shocked if we are to implement deletion on both sides. We cannot guarantee this will not cause any problems here, which is why we have the current feature right now. Next up, a story question. Have you already considered the ending to Final Fantasy XIV's entire storyline? The rough ending to the entire saga is already decided and outlined. However, we may add or change or tweak things depending on the player's feedback and responses throughout this journey. By the way, the ending will only conclude the story of Hydaelyn, and I think there will be a new story coming after that ends. Are those pom-poms found on the Moogles a part of their body, or is this an accessory? It might be an accessory, might be a part of their body. Only the Moogles know. How do common NPCs recognize the written words used in Eorzea or Othard Eastern region? Like how English being the universal language in our real life, the same thing does exist in the world of Final Fantasy XIV, where they have their own common language as well. Eorzea's official language will be used when they communicate with each other. Do you have any plans to put stories or quests related to Yazim's step? The answer is, please look forward to it, TM. Is there a way for us players to experience anything even if it's a side quest related to Final Fantasy XIV 1.0? I think those 1.0 quests can only be enjoyed if you have been part of that world during that era. It won't be interesting if we just reenact the experience faithfully like that. I want to know the name of Estinian's brother and the name of Emmerich's cat. It's a secret for now. They might appear in future quests, I think. Please make my 2.x behemoth and primal ponies a flying mount. We have been gradually converting ground mounts into flying mounts, so they may be able to fly one day. We want to be able to click URLs in chat windows and immediately access the link without having to copy and paste. We deliberately are not having this function implemented due to PS4 hardware and to prevent spam. Taking screenshots under 10 minutes limit after clearing a dungeon is too short. The answer: We have been optimizing our service lately, so the idea of extending the time limit is something we can actually bring forward and look into. I'd like to send mails to my character within the same account. This idea will be brought forward and see if we can do something about it. What do you think of situations where selfish type jobs that don't utilize synergy with other members, like Samurai or Black Mage, getting brushed aside from Savage recruitments? From a developer's standpoint, we have adjusted the jobs to output high DPS due to their absence of utility. Rather, we think it'd be hard for them to clear if they brush aside the possibility of having 2 jobs in their party. If we are to add synergy aspects to those jobs, we'll have to decrease their potency to make up for it, and we will risk streamlining the jobs, and they won't feel unique anymore. We would like to remain the job's identity for the game experiences here, so we won't immediately perform drastic adjustments for those jobs. For the next expansion, however, maybe we can do something about it. Please remove the animation lockdown right after using a limit break. Limit breaks are supposed to be a last resort thing, dealing extremely huge damage, or being a support skill here, so it's necessary to pay some price for this. Please create a cutscene where I can wrap items into a package while sending something to my friend, and also when unwrapping packages sent by a friend. It is already included in our to-do list, so we might be able to show that one day. That's interesting. It would be nice if I can have NPC partners other than the buddy Chocobo. The answer is, I think it'd be nice if we can have our squadron NPC members usable in field instead of their limited functionality and availability only for dungeons, so at least they are considering that. That's really interesting. Are there any plans to increase the limit of players sharing a house? Due to server strain, this is as much as we can do right now, but once it's further optimized and given a chance, we'll increase it. And finally, the last question, the weather at Lavender Beds is always raining. Isn't that a little bit overdone here? The weather at the area is adjusted to have the ratio of rainfall being high, so we'll be looking into the possibility of whether we should lower that ratio down. People ask all sorts of questions, and there are no stupid questions. A few tidbits here and there. The bit about the storyline's very interesting to me. They've had this storyline in the bag. That's no secret for the longest time. This hints at upcoming content. There's a lot of small nuggets here, but nothing major. Either way, thank you very much to 11 Mile for posting this translation on Reddit. A link to that Reddit thread will be in the description, so please go and support 11 Mile with your thumbs up or whatever you guys do on Reddit these days. I have no idea. Either way, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.